Hello, hi everyone.
Hello, sir.
I, I will mute myself for now, and when you are ready, we can start.
Okay, I will start my speech now. Hello, everyone. Good. How are you? It is 1 p.m. here, so I'll say good afternoon. But it doesn't matter, right? Because we should have a morning spirit. Let me introduce myself. My name is Firda Zaini, for short Firda. It's Firda. I'm currently studying at Sampurna University and the University of Arizona, majoring business management. I will be the moderator of today's event, which is International Seminar Sociopreneur Talk, Social Impact Contribution through Entrepreneurship. This agenda is held by Shine Project supported by AYO ASEAN. So let me give you a glimpse about Shine Project. Shine Project is a non-government organization created by youth in Klaten, Central Java, Indonesia. Shine Project has four main goals, which are social focuses, education, youth empowerment, and capacity building. We proudly inform you that this seminar is attended by 16 countries, which are Indonesia, Bangladesh, Sierra Leone, Ivoria, Malaysia, India, Benin, Zambia, Nigeria, Nepal, Philippines, Tanzania, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, and Kenya. Also Myanmar, sorry. Thank you so much for the great enthusiasm. Here we have a very amazing speaker, an inspirational person. Let me show you the curriculum vitae of him. I'm sorry, wait a minute. So this is the curriculum vitae of Mr. Russ. As you can see here, Mr. Russ is the founder and CEO of Social Collider. Also in 2019, Mr. Russ published It Made a Difference to This One, a book about NGO that has helped more than 20,000 children impacted by AIDS in China. Mr. Russ also an associate director impact initiatives at Crest Venture, a leading venture fund for technology companies that have scalability and replicability in large internet communities. In his former role as the global lead for diversity and inclusion at Flex, one of the world's largest solution providers that designs and builds products for smarter living, Mr. Russ was responsible for crafting and executing programs for the company and society at large. Through pioneering surprise learning projects as part of staff development, Mr. Russ also led Flex staff to build schools in Nepal and Laos. Prior to Flex, Mr. Russ was with the Ministry of Education in Singapore, where he was seconded to Laos as part of the Singapore International Foundation program to improve access to education for senior public officials. Mr. Russ is a graduate of the National University of Singapore and was a Career Development Bank scholarship recipient for his MBA from Tsinghua University in partnership with MIT. His travel notes have been published in the Straits Times and other publications, while his chronicles of Laos were published in a well-received book. Okay, that is the curriculum vitae of him. So after this, we will have material delivery by Mr. Russ. I suggest everyone to type the questions while Mr. Russ is delivering his material. So when we move to the next segment, you can directly send your questions. Without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Russ. Mr. Russ, time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for inviting me, and I'm so honored to be here, right, to share with everyone on what is social entrepreneurship and some of the key things and key findings and how we can work towards it. But before I start, is it clear? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's clear, sir.
Okay. I know because it's a new laptop, so I'm not sure if you could hear me.
Congratulations for getting a new laptop.
So yeah, I purposely got it so that I can share it with everyone. Right. So yeah, could I have the rights to share the video? It's not video, share my screen. Is it okay?
Yeah, you can share your video. Please share screen, sir, I think.
Not allowed for me. It's disabled.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Guys, if I...
So in the meantime, if you look at my background, it's the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, right? There are 17 of them. And I'm also happy to share that recently I've been appointed. Okay. Yeah. So recently I've also been appointed as a visiting professor to share on this.
Yang atas yang nih. Ya, yang 817.
I'm sorry, can everyone unmute their audio so we can hear Mr. Russ clearly? Okay, you can go on, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I think you accidentally unmute your audio.
Right, give me a minute. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to share my screen now. Just a minute, yeah.
Can everyone unmute their...
Iyalah, nomor otomatis.
All right, give me a minute.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so in the mean, I think there's still a handful of people coming in. So maybe in the meantime, whilst I set up, because I think I'm just going to share a little bit about myself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Right, I think I should be able to share now. So I'm going to try it. And I think some people are still trying to come in. Shall we?
Yeah.
A bit. So, okay, everyone, I'm based in Singapore and I think it's 1 hour ahead of Jakarta, right? And
Yeah.
or Indonesia, right? Yeah. So right now it's 2:07, and I think in Indonesia it's 1:07 probably.
Yeah, that's...
Hey, can you see my screen? Not sure if you can.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is it Social Collider? I hope not showing anything else inappropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wow, they have a lot of people attending. So if you don't mind, is it okay for you to help me get a screenshot later of maybe everyone?
Sure. At the end of the video, we can screenshot it.
All right. So I shall begin now. Thanks everyone for being on time. I appreciate wherever you are, right? So many countries. I forgot, I only heard Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and our friends from all over the world, right? So, and then Tanzania and Laos, I think, right? So, very
Yeah,
thankful for the opportunity to be able to share with everyone on this and to be part of the AYO, right? And hopefully next time we'll get to meet in person when travels are much better. Okay, so I'm just going to start, and if you have questions, can key into the chat, and of course, I will also take questions towards the end, all right? Okay, and I know some of us might have added me on LinkedIn. I might have rejected you, so please add me again, because normally if I didn't know, then I won't, but now I know, so thanks so much,
okay.
right? My apologies.
Thanks,
Okay, I'm not stuck up. If I don't know, then I won't.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Right, so I will begin now, right? What is Social Collider, right? Let me start. So it's we are an aggregator of resources. So aggregator means we try to help, right, social enterprises and impact organizations to scale. Okay, so we connect, right? We, for example, if you need social media, right, within us, we have some social media, whether it's in Singapore or even globally, regional, maybe not global, regional media presence, like maybe China News Asia, or so we do have some, or South China Morning Post, right? It's based in Hong Kong. So we do have some contacts there. And so far they have featured 5 of my members now. So this is some of the key things we do, right? Then of course, if you need some other things like HR of legal services, we also have it within ourselves, right? So that's what Social Enterprise, Social Collider try to do. There are 2 arms to the business. The first is a co-working space, right? So right now in Singapore, we have 4 spaces. So next time if you swing by, happy to bring you around, right? And also an academy to conduct workshops, right? So academy, okay? So that's me when I was in Jakarta 2 years ago, right? I was in Jakarta,
Wow.
yeah, the Young Social Entrepreneurs Program, right? With this number of young social entrepreneurs. So every year, together with the Singapore International Foundation, there is this program known as the YSE, right? Young Social Entrepreneurs Program. Okay, it's open to youths around Southeast Asia and also the rest of the world. So the next call will be in October, right? If you're interested, keep a lookout for me. I'm on Facebook, right? Look for Social Collider, look for me, Russ, right? Or you can contact Ferda, right? I hope I got the name right.
Okay, that's right,
Correct?
sir.
Fida. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, sir.
Yeah. So I think Fida can connect with me and I can share the information with you. All right. If you're interested. So last year was in Shanghai. I was there, but this was okay. So this was in this is in Jakarta, right? Last 2018, right? So a quick introduction. I was with the Singapore Ministry of Education for 10 years, right? Like what Fida mentioned earlier. And also I was in Laos for 2 years. So I think we have some Laos friends, I think. I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we have it here.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Hello, Sabaidi. Right. And then, and I was training Laos government officials for 2 years. Thereupon, I went to Tsinghua, like what Fida mentioned, right? And MIT. So I studied 2 years and I taught 1 year at the university. And recently, I'm very thankful and happy to share that I've also been appointed as a visiting professor by UNDP, that's the United Nations Development Program, right? Specifically to share on social entrepreneurship within Southeast Asia. But we'll start with the Philippines first. But of course, now with COVID, I can't go. So online for now. Yeah, so all right, that's me. So very quickly, what is entrepreneurship or social entrepreneurship? All right. Now, there are 2 angles, okay? The first is to solve issues. You always need to solve something, right? You see something and you want to solve it, okay? It is not about just making money, okay? So solving issue. And the second one, to make money, right? Because you're not a charity. So you always want to monetize, right? You need to, so 2 angles, yeah? Now, why I emphasize on that? Because I've seen a lot of people, right? Very good heart. They want to help the community. They want to help the society, but they cannot make money, right? So if you cannot make money, then I will ask you to be a charity. You know the difference, right? Charity, they get donations from public, from companies, right? But right, but for a business, a social entrepreneur, all right, social enterprise, you have to make money. Okay, so 2 angles, right? Okay. Oh, sorry, 4 models. Okay, not 3. Okay, so there are 4 simple models. The first is plowback. So plowback means the money that you earn, okay, minimally 30%, 30, all right, 30%, you give back to something that you want, right, to the underserved. So if you look at it, the word here is underserved, all right? So you give back. Underserved means what? Means people with disabilities. It means you know, single parents, single mothers, right? Or youth at risk, you know, the youth, right? Maybe they have some issues, or ex-offenders, people who went to jail, or even the old people, right? The elderly. So plowback, Okay, so at least 30%, not 1%, not 2%, all right, but 30, okay? So bear this in mind. The second model is provision of employment to the underserved. So you hire, right? You hire people who are underserved, right? You hire. Okay, so for example, also 30%, 30. Now in Singapore, one of the more famous one, okay, is called it's called 18 chef, 18. Okay, the number 18 chef, people who cook. So 18 chefs hire those ex-offenders. Ex-offenders means those people who have gone to jail, then they leave the jail. Right? So in Singapore, a person who has gone to jail and who has left, an ex-offender, it's very difficult to find a job.
Get a job.
Right?
Yeah.
So in Singapore, they cannot work in government job, they cannot work in teaching, they cannot work in the bank, they cannot work in security, right? They cannot work in driving the taxi or the bus. So many jobs they can't do, right? So I think Grab they can, but not this. So Grab and Gojek, right? So the founder, he said, "Oh, I can't find a job. What can I do?" Right? But he said he likes to eat. He's bigger than me. I'm quite fat, but he's fatter than me. Right? So he's like, "Oh, but I like to eat," right? So he started this 18 chef, and he hires people who are differently able. Right? Sorry, for him it's the ex-offenders, and it's again 30%, 30. All right, 30% as well. Okay. So it cannot be, let's say you hire like McDonald's, they have 4,000 in Singapore, McDonald's have 4,000 employees, right? They hire about 100, but no, they are not a social enterprise, okay? They hire 100 people who are, yeah, so you need 30%, all right? That's the number, okay? It's a textbook, yeah, textbook, okay. So number 3, the third model, right? Provision of a service to the underserved. So you provide a service, for example, you help the, for example, like in old folks home, elderly home in Singapore, the elderly home very expensive. 1 month can cost up to $6,000 Singapore dollars 1 month. The very high end one, right?
Yeah.
Or some schools like for children with autism, children with autism, autistic, right? So for them, the school fees are also very expensive. Okay, you have the government school, then you have the private school, right? So the private school 1 month can cost up to $2,000 for a child with autism. Yeah, so it's very expensive, but it's also, so that's the meaning, providing a service, right? A service, okay? Then the fourth one, the supply chain is responsibly and sustainably sourced, right? So if you sell something or you make something throughout the supply chain, right? Raw materials, so let's say the coffee, okay, it's paying at market rate, right? There is a research recently that 1 cup of coffee that you buy at Starbucks, okay, let's say $5, yeah, $5 example, to go to the farmer, 10 cents. So it's,
wow.
yeah, so little, right? 10 cents.
Yeah.
It's true, right? It's true. So it's so little because everything else goes to the rental, the marketing,
Yeah,
the label, right? But it's not right because the coffee, right? It's called coffee because so you should give more to the farmers, right? So this is just some example. Okay, so of 4 simple models. There are many other models. Yeah, I'm just sharing with you the 4 easiest, right, and simple within Singapore and I think around the region. All right, so these are just the 4. Okay. Now in Singapore, okay, this is a 2016 number. I don't have the latest because it's not out yet, right? Because of I think, and then last year figure was not out. So the market is about 80 million, not a lot, right? And year-on-year growth is 32%, right? So every year they grow. And in Singapore, because it's based, Singapore, we are a growing, aging population, getting old. So the focus is on elder care, old people, right? Old people, because in Singapore, by 20, now in Singapore, out of every 5, 1 is an old person. Out of 5, 1 is an old person. So it's 20%. This is a very high number very high. Okay. Then of course in Singapore we focus on education, right? Yeah. What about Southeast Asia? Okay. It's estimated to be about 2.7 billion, all right, 2.7 billion dollars, and some angles include poverty. You try to reduce poverty, okay, try to solve economic inequality, right? And then of course access to health and financial means insurance or banking, right, for the people. Okay, so this is some example. Now, what are some of the problems faced by social enterprises, right? And I think this is not just Singapore, this is probably throughout the world, or the region, right? Number one, talents, okay? Talents means like yourself, young talents, right? Like yourself, not so young talents like myself, okay? Right? Nobody really wants to join this, okay? Nobody really wants to join. Why? Okay, because like in Singapore, a lot of us, when you graduate, they want to join the government, civil service, right? They want to join uh, the big banks, banking and finance, right? They want to do another startup, right? They probably don't want to join, okay, a social enterprise because maybe it's not making so much money, right? Nonetheless, we need young people like you to think how to solve problem and make money, right? So these are some of the key things, okay? Public awareness. A lot of people say, hey, what is social enterprise, right? So when I was in China, I did my research in China, right? They were skeptical. They did not believe in the social enterprise model, right? They said, what, you are doing something good and you're making money? No, I don't trust you. Okay. So to them, a charity is a charity. A business is business. You cannot mix together. You cannot mix. All right. They cannot understand this. So awareness, even in Singapore, is the same for many people, right? To them, like, huh? You want to make money, and so they don't like it, right? They find that it's very, it's just different. Yeah. So probably awareness, right? Then you have market access, right? In Singapore, our market is so small, right? 5 million people, no, right? That's why we always need to go out of Singapore, okay? And then we collaborate, right? So one of the startups in Singapore is collaborating with one in Indonesia now and one in Philippines. So they want to see if they can work together. Yeah. So if you have an interesting business idea, and email me. I'm happy to be your mentor, just to guide you. I mentor a lot of young people, right, at university in different countries, okay, like especially in China, in Laos, in Thailand, right, in the Philippines, okay. But I cannot speak Bahasa Indonesia or any other. I can only speak English, so yeah, all right, talk to me in English as well, okay. So this is my take. Okay, so happy to discuss more. Then of course training. Like I mentioned, many people have very good heart, but when it comes to doing business, not so good. I give you one small example. One of the startup I'm mentoring, okay, this young lady, she is at the National University of Singapore, right? She's now in her third year, okay, third year. So she makes a coaster. You know what's a coaster? To put the mug. The coaster is something to put the glass, right? The mug, right? Very nice coaster from flowers, okay? And she hire the single mothers, right? Those, maybe they divorce or they don't have a husband or the husband died or something, right? So she hire single mothers to make the coaster. Very nice. I don't have it with me. I forgot to take one. Anyway, so very nice, right? So I asked her, how much was the cost to make one coaster? She said $5, Singapore dollars. I said, wow, that's so expensive. And how much was she selling? She said $8. So I said, okay, your profit is $3. And I told her, number one, demand. Who uses coasters nowadays? Who needs coaster? I don't need coaster, right? I just take tissue paper and I put my water bottle on, I don't need coaster, right? So I told her, you should change, because coaster is she uses like acrylic, right, a kind of plastic. So she put into a mold, right, like, and then the mold becomes like a round. So I said, then you create a mold to make earring, to make bracelet, right? Instead of coaster, because nobody uses coasters nowadays. Maybe other country, but Singapore no, right? So I told her, need to think out of the box, right? Or you sell the coaster at very expensive, maybe $20 one, not $8, right? Why? Because like my friend, if my friend move house, I will give coaster, but only one time. So anything that one time you sell high, right? Just an example, okay? If something that people use all the time, then you can look at others, all right? So this is just, so training, okay? So I think it's important, all right? Now, I got to meet Jack Ma, you know Jack Ma?
Yeah.
So if you go to my Facebook, you can see some photos, right? I met Jack Ma, I met, like meet in person and talk to him, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I met Jack Ma before, and Tim Cook, you know Tim Cook? Tim Cook is the Apple CEO, right? So I met them before, and you know, Jack Ma shared this with me that I thought was very interesting, and I like it. So in Chinese, yeah, I'll explain in Mandarin first, and I'll explain in English, right?
Sure.
So he says 生意, right? So in Chinese, business is this word 生意. This, the left one is called 生, the right, living. 生 means living. 意 means meaning. Together, the word means business. So to him, he feels that how should we make a living? We should make a meaningful living. We should live a meaningful life. And I thought, wow, that's, to me, I thought it was so amazing, right? Because as social entrepreneurs, what we do is to make our living meaningful, because we are trying to help the society, right? We're trying to help the society. Okay, so this is just something that I thought was very interesting. All right. Okay, so okay. So I'm going to share about Fairmarch very quickly. You can Google for fairmarch.com now, right? And fairmarch.com is an, earlier I mentioned the 4 angles, right? So fairmarch.com is they hire, there's one deaf and one blind in the company. So they hire, the company very small, startup, only 4%. So 4%, already 2%, one deaf, one blind, right? And then he, the founder and another person. So 4%. So they hire, then they also sell things online, but the things they sell are made by the underserved. So earlier I mentioned maybe the old people, they sell. So, and then they also have products from other countries like Laos, Philippines. So if you are, and then they're working with an Indonesian startup, the e-commerce startup also, right? And one in the Philippines. So if you are interested in this space, connect with me or with Fida, and then I can link you up with the Fairmarch team, okay? Right. Okay. Now, before I open up to Q&A, all right, I want you to think about this. Which disadvantaged group do you want to help? Okay, do you want to help?
Hello.
Right? If you want to help, okay, is it people with disability? I think disability can also mean many kind. Physical can mean blind, deaf, right? Wheelchair user. Okay, what is the kind, right? Or people with autism or low intelligence, right? Low intellectual disability. Okay, what is the kind, right? Do you want to help the elderly, the old people? Okay, do you want to help the old people? Do you want to help youth at risk? Do you know what's the meaning youth at risk? Is it okay?
Yeah, I think that's okay, sir.
That's okay? Okay. Right. So
Yeah.
you at risk, people who, maybe, yeah, they don't go to school so much, right? Do you want to help ex-offenders? So earlier I mentioned ex-offenders, meaning people who have gone to jail before, right? Single mothers, but maybe single fathers also, right? Single, okay, parents, single parents, okay. Any
Yeah, that's
others?
true.
Yeah, any others, like maybe animals, so not listed here, right? Or the environment, right? Increasingly, we need to look after the environment. So what is it that you're interested in? Okay. All right. So I want to share very quickly. Earlier, I shared with you my Jakarta photo, right? So there was this young lady. Yeah. So there was this young lady. She told me, I asked her what her solution was. She said that in her village, so her village is about 3 hours away from Jakarta, right? So in her village, all the men gone to town to work. So the women stay at home, look after the house, look after the children. But the money is still not a lot. So she told me she taught the women how to make banana chips, because many banana trees, she said in the village, many banana trees. So the banana is free, right? She just plucked the banana, then she taught them how to make banana chip, right? Because banana chips are so very yummy, and it's cheap to make because the resource is free, right? So she said just cut, sun, put some sugar or salt, then packet and sell. So I said, okay, very good. So what was her question? She said she can't sell. I said, why? I asked her where was she selling. She said, oh, by the roadside, by the pasar malam, the pasar, you know. So I said, why not in the supermarket? She said, too many brands, some more famous brand. So what's the next answer? What's the next suggestion, advice? Nowadays we use internet, right? I think most of us, or many of us. Oh, somebody makaning something. I heard crunchy stuff. Okay, anyway, so maybe a banana chip, right? So I was saying, think carefully, right? So I said, go online. Okay, go online. All right. And she said, um, okay, one of the key things she mentioned was, okay, okay, go online, because in Jakarta has an 70% internet penetration. 70. That's a huge number. Jakarta has about how many? 10 million people, right? Or more, I can't remember. So 70% means 7 million people have internet, right? Which means online. So she should sell her things online, right? And I checked in with her about 4 months ago, right before COVID. So I said, how are things? She said, oh yeah, she really went online, and sales went from like, you know, increased by 150%, right? 150%. Okay, so from maybe every day she only sell 10 packet, now every day she sell like 100 packets or something.
Wow, that's cool.
Okay, I don't know. I can't remember. I forgot. But she said definitely she was very happy with that, right? So likewise, it's nothing difficult. I'm sure many of us know the answer to or the solution, right? So it's just about that. Okay, so what is the group you want to help? Okay, what issue do they face? Okay, right? Is it education opportunity? Is it employment, support, right? Old people. So yesterday, I went to help two old person within where I stay in Singapore, because nobody helped them to bring them to the hospital. So I had a bit of time. My friend called me and said, hey, can you help? So I said, okay. So I took them to the hospital, right? So, but then it doesn't make money, okay? For me, it doesn't. I'm not charging. I'm just volunteering, right? So if you want to make it a monetary one, what should you do, right? So, okay, and then of course, what is your solution? Okay, what is your solution, right? How can you solve this? All right. So earlier I mentioned to you, for the young lady in Indonesia, in Jakarta, she taught the women how to make banana chips, right? Yeah. Okay. So what about you? What do you see? Right? What problems do you want to help them to solve? Okay. Some of the thing now in Singapore, there's a grant called the DBS Social Entrepreneurship Grant. This one is for some markets like Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, China, India, and one more I forgot. Okay, Hong Kong, I think. Anyway, so, and also earlier I mentioned to you the Young Social Entrepreneurs Program. If you're interested, all right, I'm happy to connect you. But your solution must be very good, okay? Because next year will be their 11th year, right? So they have many years they have been doing it. So, right, so next year for the next run, right? If you're interested, I'm happy to send you more info. Okay, I'm going to key in onto the group. Okay, right? You can check it out. And all right, so the young social entrepreneurs. Okay. International Foundation. So you can Google for it. All right. This one is open globally. All right. If you're interested. Okay. Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell. Very simple sharing today, right? My contacts are here. Okay, you can find me on Facebook. Sorry, I don't have IG. I'm very old school. Too many, right? So I don't have Instagram, but I have Facebook, and that's my email. You can email me or my website, company website, right?
Sure,
So
sure.
that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to open. Is it okay? I'm going to open up to the floor for questions.
Yeah, okay. Are you ready to the question and answer section, sir?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, we're about to head to the question and answer section. But before that, our team has shared the link for participants. So you can add yourself to the link comment section in the Zoom and the live. And then you can register yourself there. So if you have any questions, just drop your question to the comment section at Zoom or via YouTube Live. Our team will pick your question, as many as we can, of course. So what are you waiting for? Go type yourself a question.
All right.
Sir, I think while we waiting for the others to ask, I will ask a question for you first, because
Yes. Sure.
I'm a business management student, so I have some question for that. So as you mentioned before that in the society, there is a stigma that you can do charity while earning money, right? So what is your experience? I mean, the plus and the negative of being a sociopreneur.
Okay. Now, in Singapore, and I think in a lot of people, when people become a social entrepreneur, it's not about, it's not like, oh, I want to be the next unicorn. I mean, it's not because, oh, I want to make a lot of money. It's always because maybe that one is possible, but it's number one reason people become social entrepreneur is always because the things they see, the things they experience, right? So experiences shape action. You experience something and you think, wow, I want to start this because I want to see, because I want to help people, right? So because of that, then one of the key challenges of social entrepreneurs is really about balancing the double or even triple bottom line, right? So double bottom line means you need to worry about money, and you also need to worry about helping people, right? Triple means you also need to worry about environment. Okay, so these are the three, and then because you have to balance. I give you one example. There is one coffee in Singapore. It's called Forward Coffee, FOREWORD. So Forward Coffee is one of the better coffee, and they hire people with autism, people who are deaf, right? So now they have 3 branches in Singapore. But people want to invest in them because they want to grow them, right? But they cannot. It's very difficult. Why? Because you want to train people who are deaf or with autism to make coffee. It's very difficult, right? So that's the challenge that many social entrepreneurs face, right? Because on one hand, we want to help people, but on the other hand, we also need to make money, right? So that's really one of the tougher things to go, right? Yeah. And then, sorry, I think I saw one question from Gorika. Can I take that question?
Yeah.
I love that question because
sure.
because I also from Gorika, right? Maybe Gorika, are you with us? Maybe you can read out your question to everyone. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
For Gorika, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. So Gorika's question was, but how can we raise money because people don't believe in the social cause and helping people? Excellent question, right? Excellent. So my answer to this is, in Singapore it's the same, right? You talk about impact investment, you talk about venture capital, no one will want to invest in you, right? Because your scale is too small. Okay, all right. So there are 4 ways to get money. First, funding, right? Meaning venture capital, your usual VC, okay, which will be very tough, right? Like Gojek, they have a VC fund, and so on, Sequoia, these are the big names, right? So these are some of the key things that potentially they can do it, all right? But very difficult unless you have a scale. Scale means you already have a lot of, like Tokopedia, they have a huge number, right? So then people will be willing to invest, okay? So that's the first way, VC funding. Second way is through grants. Grants means from the government or from some foundation. So grant, in a way, is like donation. You don't have to give back. And grants are maybe not so high, cannot be like the VC fund, every time it's 1 million, 2 million, right? So grants normally have some amounts, okay? Then the third is crowdfunding. You know what's crowdfunding? Like crowdsourcing, yeah. You know, right? Okay. So it means you go online to get people to donate to you, okay?
Okay.
And the fourth is to do business, which I think is the most important, right? So that's why I always tell people, if you want to do business, right, you want to do something, go and do your business first. Your business, if it's doing so well, people will want to invest in you. You go to the banks will say, okay, I lend you money because you're doing well, right? Or you go to a VC, then they will say, yes, I'm happy to invest in you. So how to grow the business then, all right? So I hope that answers your question, Gorika, in that, all right? You know, you cannot raise funds. So don't think about raising funds. Now, I have seen many, right? At least 10, okay, social enterprises. They want to become like a startup. They want, oh, I want to get VC funding. So they spend a lot of time. They do the presentation very nice, do a lot of research. You know, there's one that I know they spend 7 months to prepare a presentation. 7 months. And nobody wanted to invest in them. Nobody, zero. Because it's not about the presentation. It's about your business, really. So you have to think along that line. Don't just think, wow, I can be the next Carousel. You know Carousel? Do you know Carousel?
Yeah.
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 So Carousel is, so I'm also a venture partner at Quest Ventures. So Quest Ventures is a funder of Carousel, right? And Carousel recently valued at 850 million US dollars, right? But don't think along the line of Carousel, because Carousel, they have many users, right? But you should think along of getting your business up first, right? Just like the coffee guy that I mentioned, he has 3 coffee chains and he's doing so well. People want to invest in him. He never looked for the investment. People will say, wow, very good, come, right? Likewise, okay, so don't spend, because we are not a conventional startup. So you have to think along that line, all right? I hope, you know, this is a bit clear, okay? From Meishasa, she would like to have the materials. I think it's fine. Maybe I'll send to Frida, and then Frida can send to the participants. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah, but I will take out something, okay? Because some information is sensitive, so I will.
Okay,
first,
that's okay.
Send to Frida. Okay, sure. Is it okay? Valencia and I think my Sasa asked that question. Okay.
Yeah. So, sir, we got a question from the YouTube Live. You probably cannot see the question. I will read it for you. It's from Alfia Rizky Mahrunisa. I want to ask about your social leader. As a sociopreneur, do not normally aim to get big profit, right? So then how the company sustain the business?
Okay, I need to clarify this. Not we get profit, we are profitable.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the angle, right? So you need to be profitable. Yes, we do get, we are not an NPO, yeah? We are not a non-profit organization. We are not, even non-profit organization, they also get profits. They just don't, the profits just distribute to the people they help, that's all. So they still get profit. So you need, so many definition, right? So I need to clarify that. Social Collider, we are a business. It's just that we are a business that helps other social enterprises, right? Likewise, you know, if you talk about social enterprise, you are a business that tries to help the underserved, right? So the keyword here is the underserved presentation. Sorry, the underserved community. Okay, so I need to clarify. So yes, you have to make profits. Yeah, very very important. All right. Okay. So and then of course you help the rest. So just like Forward Coffee I mentioned to you, or even the 18 chef. Earlier I mentioned the restaurant 18 chef. They hire the ex-offenders. In Singapore, they have 10 branches. In Singapore, to run a business is very difficult, yeah, because our rental is very high. But they have 10 branches, right? And the food is Western food, chicken chop, chicken cutlet, and it's halal, I think. And it's very cheap, you know, like one set is about maybe less than $10 Singapore dollars, right? And it's in the shopping mall. So a lot of young people, they love to eat there, right? So they do a very good business. They don't get any funding from anywhere also. They just grow the business themselves. Okay, so I hope this answers the question, right? We are profitable, all right? We are making profits. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
No
And also, the other question coming from the Zoom comment section, should I read it for you, or you just go to answer
I think there's
the
one
question?
from Jesusa. Can I take that
Yeah.
first? Jesusa or
Okay,
Jesusa?
sir.
Right. How can social entrepreneurship contribute in the battle against COVID-19? I think the battle against COVID-19 is everybody's responsibility, right? Meaning if you go out, please wear a mask. Okay, so all right, I think it's important. All right, okay, so wear a mask. These are all everybody's responsibility. What social entrepreneurship can do, I think, is to support, right? Because if you really talk about battle, unless you are in the medical, right, you cannot find a cure, vaccines, then it's difficult. But I think what we can do is we provide support. So a few social, so within Social Collider, I'm helping 30 social enterprises, 30, right? And a lot of these social enterprises, they help the underserved in the community, right? So earlier I mentioned, especially the elderly. So during the COVID-19 in Singapore, we have what we call a circuit breaker. So you cannot go out. You cannot go out. If you go out, the police will check your IC while you go out, right? Unless you have a good reason. So a lot of old people, they're very scared. They stay at home because they said they may get it, because in Singapore we have many cases, right? So that's why after a while, right, the social enterprises, they help the old people, right? So they buy vegetable, they buy rice, they buy food, they check on them every day. How are you feeling emotionally, mentally, right? So this is how I think we can help. But we cannot, I think the frontline battle is not us, because we don't have the expertise, right? If we go and help, maybe we die ourselves. When I say die, I don't mean, I mean the business die lah. Okay? Because in Singapore, we have about 56,000 cases. It's a lot of cases, right? But less than 30 died, less than 30. So if you look at percentage, it's 0.0006%, very low, right? Which means actually COVID it's like a flu lah. You just rest, right? But it's the old people or those who are sick already, then they may be more badly affected, right? So I hope that answers your question, Yususa. It's really not about us contributing. I think we can contribute in terms of the background support to the underserved community, right? Underserved, okay? I mean, this is my take, yeah? Okay. All right, let's see. Can youth organizations finance their projects through social entrepreneurship? From Ali Osman. I'm not too sure what this question means. Youth organizations finance their projects. Would you like to explain?
Maybe, I think, in my opinion, maybe how can youth organization make money based on the social entrepreneurship?
Okay, so how can youth organizations make money? So depending on the projects, right? Like the one, like the coffee, if you start hiring the people who are disadvantaged, I think straight away you can already make money, right? So it's just what are the key ways. Okay, I think because different solution will need different answer. So what I'm going to do is I hope you got my email earlier. I'm happy to mentor you for 1 month just to see how you can proceed, right? And hopefully, and then of course, if October comes, the Youth Young Social Entrepreneurs Program. If you're interested, I can recommend you, but I need to look at your solutions first, right? And because that one will, if you win the thing, it will give you a it's not a lot, like $20,000 to start in Singapore, right? I mean, you can start in your own country, okay? And then also you get to fly to Singapore or to other parts of the world, all right? So this is a good thing, okay? Thanks, Yusuf. Yep. How can someone start a remote business? Because excellent. I agree with you, Yusuf Amayo, right? Um, you can start a business. So you need to look at the business opportunity. I can't give you the exact solution because I'm not there with you, all right? But I can tell you there's a saying, okay, desperation. Desperate, I'm desperate. The mother of invention. Sorry, I don't mean I'm desperate, but if I am desperate, it means desperation, right? Is the mother of invention. Because we are so desperate. Oh, I'm going to die. I need money, right? Then you begin to think, of course, must be good ways, yeah, to make money, right? You think of a good solution to find ways to, is it to sell the banana chips that I mentioned earlier or small businesses, right? So Yusuf, again, connect with me, right? Happy to be connected with you. And then perhaps you can share with me your solution and we can see what are the ways we can tweak. Otherwise, because different people have different solution and angle, right? So I need to see through your eyes what the solutions are, right? Okay, just thanks. Okay, thank you. Going out to do business is not possible. Okay, yes, correct. All right, it is, you have to go online. Any way to suggest? What is your strength? Always fall back on your strength. What is your strength? I don't mean this strength, okay? Also can be this strength, but so you see, when Social Collider first started 2 years ago, we are a very young company, only 2 years old. It was a co-working space, right? Co-working space, okay? But co-working space doesn't really make money, honestly, in Singapore because our rental is so high. So I began to ask myself, what is my strength? What is Russ's strength? What is Russ's strength? My strength is in teaching, is in training. I was a teacher for 10 years. I trained government officials. I trained the president. I trained the prime minister. It's true, yeah. I trained, right? I went to United Nations to give talks. So what is my strength? My strength is in teaching, is in training. So after that, I thought, okay, after 2 months of setting up Social Collider, I set up, so Social Collider has two businesses, right? The space and then the academy. So I started doing workshops and training, right? And I was calculating more than 5,000 people have gone through my workshop, right? To simple workshop lah. Some long, some short. But even likewise for all of you, it's a bit similar also, right? The workshop is just that if you see face to face, it's more in-depth workshop. So coming back, what is your strength, Yusof? You want to do a remote business? Fall back on your strength, right? There's this old man I know. He sings in Singapore, okay? He sings songs, and then during COVID, he can't do anything. So his friend said, hey, you come and help me sell fish. Because his friend sell fish. So he just FB live. Initially, nobody watched, huh? So he FB live. Then he started singing, but because very nice, right? So people begin to share and then sing. Then after he sing song, hey, everybody want to buy this fish, 1 kg. And you know what? Now he has, every time he sings song, more than 10,000 people watch. In Singapore, 10,000 is a big number. And the fish he sell is like 1 month can be about $1 million worth of fish for his friend. Of course, his friend paid him. So coming back, Yusuf, okay? I cannot suggest any idea because I don't know, but I think the idea should be your strength. Focus on your strength. What is your strength? All right? Okay, and then along the way, think along that line. If your strength is about drawing, can you teach people how to draw online? Simple ways to draw. All right? Okay, it's just an example. All right? Okay, Ali, okay. From Sajal Aurora, since there are multiple organizations, how can we work upon setting and make it better than others, like better quality? Again, I go back to, you're right to say, so meaning low entry barrier, right? Nowadays, so many similar ideas, okay? then what's the best way? The best way is go down to your strength. The keyword is USP, okay? Unique selling point. What is your unique selling point? So back to the point, the unique selling point should be your strength. What is your strength? There's so many people conducting social entrepreneurship workshop. Why people want to come to Russ? And I charge quite high, it's not because I connect people, I help you, you know money now, okay, I don't charge you, but you go through my training. If you do well already, you give me back. And people do that, they pay me back, right? So I'm okay to do that. So what's the unique selling? And I'm confident in my teaching. I'm confident that I will help you to go to the next level. But you must put in the effort. You don't put in the effort also cannot, right? Okay, so coming back, Aurora, back to the point. Okay, okay, I hope that answers your question. You have to go back to your strength, number one, and number two, what is the value you bring to the community, right? You cannot, yeah, all right. Okay, Yusuf, I hope it's okay. All right, I'm going to share my email here in the chat again. So everyone, please check it out. Or you can just look for me on Facebook. Just search for Russ Neu. I think there's only one. Okay. Or Social Collider on FB. I think only one. So, not B. And then you can, yeah. I think I might have missed out one or two questions. Let me see. All right. Okay, thanks, Ali. Katrina, thanks. I hope you learned something. All right. And I think that's about it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Earlier you had a question, Ida? Yeah.
I have no question again, sir. But if everyone here still have a question, you can just type on the comment section, guys.
Yeah. I hope. I mean, I'm so thankful for the opportunity to share with all of us. Okay. I hope we took something back, and really, it's continue to try. All right. It's no one size fit all. Yeah. It's not like, oh, you try all and then suddenly you become very very good already, because one thing is you never try, you never know, right? And yeah, so that's one of the key things that I think is always very important, right? And you have to, sorry, I took a video. So yeah, so I think it's very important that we try our work lah, right? And then I know it's a very tough time, and sorry, you said something? Okay.
No, sir, you can go on.
Okay. Yeah, so please try, right? And maybe I'll just share a little bit more why I started Social Collider, right? So earlier I mentioned our actions are shaped by our experience, what we see, what we experience, right? And when I was in China, my thesis was on social entrepreneurship, and I helped this charity organization called Chi Heng Foundation to become more sustainable, because it's a charity. And during the financial crisis years, right, they couldn't raise enough money. Okay, they couldn't raise enough money. So the founder was sharing, and I told him, okay, why not let me do a consultation for you for free, my thesis, my research, and I help you to become more sustainable, right? So I went with the founder to the 8 villages in China. Right. So in the mid-1990s, I think before many of us were born, okay, a lot of pharmaceuticals, a lot of companies went to China to buy blood. This part of China called Zhengzhou, central China. And a lot of villages sold their blood, right? So high demand, high supply, but not enough hospitals, right? Not enough hospitals to do the proper transaction. Because, so what happened? The syringes, they reuse the syringes, right? Syringes cannot reuse, right? Because, you poke the blood, then you should share a new one. So they reuse syringes, and whatever process could go wrong, went wrong. So a lot of people got AIDS or HIV positive because of that, right? And why would people want to sell their blood? because they were poor. That's all. But they were poor, right? They were, you know, your one bag of blood costs what, 20. I mean, at that time they could sell it for $20, you know, 20 Sing dollars. But why would anybody want to sell blood if they're earning enough money, right? If they have more than, let's say, 2 children, 1 son, 1 daughter, then the son got to go to school. The daughter had to stay at home to do something, right? If they have 2 sons, then the eldest son, the younger son stay at home. Same thing, 2 daughters, then the elder daughter, right, go to school. So it's because people were poor, right? So when I did my research, I was so affected by it, right? I wrote a book about it and so on. And then, so Social Collider, I really hope to be a marketplace for people to sell the fish. So there's a saying, right? Give a fish, feed the day, right? You give people a fish, you feed them one day. Teach them to fish, you feed them for life, forever, right?
Yeah.
But feeding for life is not enough. Right? Because the people in China, they could survive. They just did not have enough to get out of poverty. That's why they sold their blood, right? So that's why Social Collider is level 3. I hope that it's a marketplace for people to sell the fish, right? So that's why if you are a social enterprise, I try to help you to scale. I try to help you to grow your business. I try lah, okay? I cannot promise I will succeed, but I try, okay? All right. So that's a simple sharing on, you know, experiences shape action, right? So the experience that I see, that I encountered, okay, and then there were other experiences as well, not just this, even in Singapore. Okay, I think we still have a bit of time. Okay, so I will just share like the next 2 minutes. So when I was a teacher in Singapore, I had this student who did not come to school for many days. All right. So when I called home or did home visit, the mom would say, "Oh, the girl's right arm was in pain, right arm, right?" And because the single mother, 5 children, then money was tight. In Singapore, to see a doctor is not expensive, yeah, but it still costs some money, right? So money was tight. So what did she do? She just let the girl eat Panadol. You know, Panadol, aspirin, right? Painkiller. Okay. 6 months later, the girl fainted at home because so painful. Went to the hospital. Stage 4 bone cancer. Bone cancer.
Oh my God.
And 1 year later, she died. 1 year later, the girl died. So, you know, I was like, why? You know, if they had a bit more money to see a doctor, maybe the girl is still alive. I don't know. Maybe, right? It's always like that, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, experiences shape action. So I begin to think a lot, like, why like that, right? Why is it that? Yeah. So anyway, just to share very quickly, it's not just in China. Singapore also a lot of poor people. I don't think Singapore has no poor people. Okay, we also have. All right, and yeah. Anyway, so coming back, number 1, a few key takeaway lah. Okay, social entrepreneurship is about solving issue, making money. Number 2, tap into your strength. What is your strength? Okay, I cannot give you a solution. You must think of the solution yourself. All right, but be guided with your strength. Okay, number 3, must always try. Don't think and then okay, nothing happens. No, all right. You must always try. If you do fail, then you try other things. You fail, then you try other things. All right. And then number 4, of course, I'm happy to share and give you some mentorship, all right, as you go along. Okay, but you have to put in the homework yourself. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's it for now. Any other last question?
I think there is no question, sir. So I think I will give my conclusion.
Yes,
So
please.
here, social entrepreneurship means solving social issues, which at the same time monetizing it. There are 3 models: provide employment, service, and sustainably sourced. First, we have to decide which group that we want to help. Second, we must get a funding from the company. And the third, we are still aim to be profitable as a sociopreneur. So thank you so much, Mr. Russ, for answering the question and deliver the material. It was very inspiring, and I believe that we will gain a new knowledge after this seminar. We really hope to see you in another occasion, maybe face to face when you visit Indonesia, or maybe when we got to visit Singapore.
Yes, please. Happy
Yeah.
to host you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So also, I would like to give a big appreciation. It is such an honor for us to
No,
have a seminar
my honor.
started. Yeah, had to have Mr. Ruth as our speaker and also supported by AYO ASEAN and be able to collaborate with Helping Hand International Youth Lead Social Activism page, Place of Citizen Foundation, Rescue Perishing Generation Africa, International Young Diplomats Empowerment Summit, and African Argo Youth Organization. The link of their social media will be dropped on the chat column. So if you are interested with their page, you can just see through their Instagram account. Thank you for all the participants from around the world. Hopefully we can meet in another chains. Before we close this section, let's have a photo section together, please. So here, there will be a 4-page in the Zoom and section, so it might take a little long time. Is that okay, sir?
Sure, of course, please.
Okay. So my team will screenshot the screen. So please, everyone, if you don't mind, just on your video for a little time so that we can get to your face. Okay. I'll wait a minute. I will count. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay. One more. Okay. Okay. One more. I'll wait for you guys to on your camera. Okay. 2 more photos. Okay. Please turn on your camera. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. One more. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to fill the attendance form in the comment section. So I hope you have a great time here with Mr. Russ and I. So see you on another meeting.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you,
Everyone.
sir. Thank you.
Bye. See you.